Recording. Hi, team. It is officially some ridiculous number of August 9th. Holy cow. The days of this month, I feel I'm like holding on to every second of them, and I know I'm not alone. And it's going to be I can't even handle it. 3 weeks, and we're like into a different routine again. So this is going to be a little bit something. But I'm looking at this as an opportunity for all of us to kind of rise. There's Kyla. For all of us to rise into another level. I used to look at like routine shifts and such as with some anxiety. And in fact, if I look back at some of the blog posts I made when we had Bo before I was going back to work, I remember feeling really overwhelmed about the whole idea. And then, over the past 2 years, I've really tried to remove that word from my vocabulary because overwhelmed is kind of a cop-out for how we're really feeling. So this is an opportunity for all of us, whether we're shifting back into school mode with our kids, or if we're shifting into a new grade, or if we're going back to a job now with more small humans in my situation, or whatever it is, we're all kind of in the same chapters here. And so this is our opportunity to rise into a new level and to learn a bit more about ourselves. It's going to challenge our routines. It's going to challenge our morning. There's mosquitoes in my house, which is typical of an acreage. It's going to challenge us, but I'm going to keep leading from the front and showing you that, I'm going to find my time. I mean, whether it's going to be getting up at 4 a.m. to do it, or whether it's going to be at 9 o'clock at night, which is what I was doing when I first started. This is not an option. Taking care of ourselves is not an option regardless of what is happening, because and I know, and I'm going to keep showing you that doing this is going to keep you well, keep your 4 walls well, keep your job positive, and keep inspiring other people to do this, because this is a lifestyle. Like I've said before, we are demonstrating a lifestyle. So when we are doing this sort of a, hi, Peg.
Hi. I came.
You.
Oh, so did the dogs.
That's so great. Okay, I'm just gonna because we're just gonna get rolling here while I'm just tapping here. So, okay, so we are just having a chance here as a team to just gather our faces in one spot, and so you can all hear me at once. And I wanted to give you a chance to pick my brain, and which is exactly what you did last night with getting some ideas of what we could share and talk about. So I'm going to dive right into this. There was 4 kind of things that you wanted me to chat about: free groups and planning free groups and what is about that. And I mean, a couple of us more seasoned faces might know a little bit more, but I'm going to go there. Hashtags, a bit about those. Inviting and messaging, which I'll kind of show you like a little 10-minute segment of what my inviting and messaging looks like. I'll share my screen with you. And then personal development books. And I'll give you my top 3 right now. Okay, so maybe I'll knock that one out of the park first. When it comes to personal development, and right now, I feel like I'm grabbing onto any second that I can do personal development, whether it was like I had my phone sitting in my windowsill while I was doing dishes this morning, emptying my dishwasher. We went for a walk to the mailbox. I had my phone sticking in my stroller with my book going. Like any second I have that I can grab onto some new information for my head, some positive mojo for my brain, I'm doing it. And I mean, like, you guys, I'm going to turn my screen. Look at this. I had 3 loads of laundry right there, and I just finished folding them. Like, this is my life. It's crazy. So every second I have to fill my head with something positive, I'm doing it. So right now, my top 3 books that have really like taken my brain and gone way up over the past 3 months has been The Miracle Morning for Network Marketers. It doesn't have to be the For Network Marketers one. Just The Miracle Morning is a fantastic routine shift book. It's challenged my drive to get up in the morning and what I do when I do get up. So instead of getting up and grabbing my phone, I'm getting up and I'm looking for opportunity to sit for a second. I found an app for an affirmation on my phone, so I'm not jumping into Facebook. I'm not jumping into emails. I'm not jumping into Instagram. This is not a game of comparison. This is a game of wake up, be alive with yourself for a second, affirm your body, be thankful, journal if you get a chance, and then get exercising. That's part of and then carry on. Because like this is like, it's awesome. Okay, so I highly recommend that book, The Miracle Morning, for network marketers if you want a more business edge. For general life, if you want, is just The Miracle Morning on its own. The next one, which has literally been, I have exercised this little rule more than once, is the 5-second rule. And I did it this past weekend when we were camping, because on Sunday, it was kind of like I was starving. Okay, step number 1, it was a bad moment. I was starving. Step number 2, we had 16 people in a boat, which is totally fine. This is a large boat. And my husband decides to push me to go try surfing. I'm already a wakeboarder. I can do the getting up on the surfboard, okay, but I'm hungry. So I'm not exactly happy at my current moment, and there's a lot of small people in the boat. So Mark goes to me, Carrie, it's your turn, go. And I'm like, you know what, I'm really good. Like, I'll just do this tomorrow. And he's like poking, I'm like, okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I stood up, I threw my sunglasses off, and I literally dove into the water. I'm like, throw me the damn surfboard. Like, this is not going to kill me. And I did fine. I mean, I didn't last long because I was hungry and I wanted to get off the water. But the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the 5-second rule of like, okay, I have a decision to make, 5 seconds and move. Okay. Instead of like hemming and hawing and should I do it? Should I get in the water? Throw your bathing suit on, go jump in, you know? And it's those kind of taking the plunge moments. It's excellent. I actually listened to, because this is how I do it, is on my phone with Audible. I actually have learned to set your book to 1.5 times the speed when listening, because they go a little bit faster, but you get through the book faster. So some of these, the people that read the books are really like blah, 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 blah. But if you can speed that up, and you can still, if you're receiving it fast enough, like, or slow enough for you to kind of get the gist, hike the speed up and you'll get through an 8-hour book much quicker on 1.5 times speed. The third book, which is a fantastic goal setting book, I've got another about 45 minutes left to listen to, is called The 12-Week Year. Okay. And this is an excellent one for planning, whether you're planning your life, whether you're planning coaching, whether you're planning for your job, whether you're a corporate person, whether you're a teacher. When we look at year plans, a whole year, if we think of year plans as a teacher, that is a daunting task. To think 10 months, like, I'm like, are you kidding me? I don't know what's 3 months from now. Like, these kids are going to be so different 3 months from now. How can I plan, January when it's September, especially if they're 4? Like, how do I do that? So when it comes to planning, this is talking about setting a goal and like planning it over a 12-week period. That is manageable. And it talks about all these sorts of tricks and tips on how to do that. So another excellent book. Okay. So those are my top 3 right now. I mean, I could give you 17 of them, but those 3 are my top 3 right now, as far as like, pushing yourself, goal setting, and routine. Okay. So I'm going to kind of like backwards design my plan here. So the other thing you wanted me to talk about was free groups. Okay. So the purpose of a free group is, I'm going to unmute all of you because I want you to be able to answer my questions. You are unmuted. Okay. So when it comes to a free group, what do you think the purpose of a free group is?
To build relationships with people.
Okay. Why else? Why else do we run free groups?
To give them a taste. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dunny.
I was just gonna say, to get people to try something new and be a part for a short period of time of what we are doing, and just kind of get a feel for it.
Yeah. Any other ideas?
For me, it was the free group was what drew me in. It was, I think I can't remember. I was just kind of casually following you in the free groups. It was like, oh my gosh, she's got this. This is amazing. And here I still am. Hooked. Totally hooked.
And so they are also an opportunity for us for all of that. The relationship building, they're giving people snippets of like a taste of what this is about. It's also an opportunity for, in a short time span, for us to bring awareness to one thing. Okay? Because whatever we want to change in life, we need to bring awareness to it. So if you want to quit smoking, you focus on that, right? If you want to drink more water, you focus on water and you get yourself a fancy water bottle and elastic bands and you set timers and you do all the things to focus on that, right? So these free groups are an opportunity for us to create community, hook people in, and just give them a taste. Now, I'm going to be really honest. When I started doing this, because I'm a 110% girl and that's just how I was raised, my free groups, I was giving people way too much of me. Because I was like, here I am. Here's all of me and all of my ideas and all the things you need to know. And then I thought, okay, now they're going to join me and get a challenge back and they're going to like dive in with all the tools, and what's going to be different? Because now they're actually working. Now I'm working for them for real. So in a free group, you need to remember that you need to save some of you for when they really get into you. Okay, so that's why we give more of ourselves in our challenge group and challenge tracker apps. Like when people have bought the tools and you are like giving them way more raw motivation. In the free group, you're literally like giving them a lick of the popsicle. Okay, you want to just give them a sense of what that is. Now, what's drawing people in right now? It can be anything, but I'm going to tell you right now. When it comes to, we keep calling them free groups. I mentioned this in our call from our Team Cup group, which is a different crew of people. But I just said I did a training where we were talking about, it was talking about how Beachbody coaches always call everything a flipping group. Why do we call it a group? Okay, let's call this a challenge, period. Or let's call it an event. And maybe in the event is the longer one, and the challenge is just your free group stuff. Okay, so be intentional about how you're using it. But if we call everything a group, people are like, what the heck is this group gig? And like everything is a flipping group on Facebook. Everything. There's a, and I want to encourage you to think about what you love. Because the purpose of coaching is you want to attract people that are like you. I wholeheartedly believe that Peg is a part of my team because she is a mom of 3 boys. Okay? Because
and they're big.
Boys. And she knows, she gets me and I get her because I'm on the other end of the spectrum right now, and her boys are now my age and a little bit, they're adults, but she's a part of my world more actively than when I was a child, because I am in her shoes 20 years ago, and so you're going to attract your people based on the groups that you offer. So if you're into scrapbooking, do a scrapbooking group. If you're into dogs, like Steph has amazing fur babies. Do a free group on how to be active with your animals. Do a free group that you're sharing dog making things. I mean, I have fur babies, but I don't treat them as nicely as city dogs. They kind of just all over the county. So, it's whatever your gig is. If you're into, if you really love crocheting, like I used to do, maybe you're sharing, how to be active and giving snippets of the healthy lifestyle with this being your focus, right? But if you want to do a focus on like abs or squat challenges or plank challenges or funny, like take a picture doing weird things in weird places challenge, like whatever your thing is, if you're doing crackpots, if you're doing back to school lunches, I mean, like we could go on, blah, 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 blah. These are all just hooks. These are hooks to create relationships with people and for you to reach out and find others. So for instance, I'm doing next week on Monday, I'm starting this Miracle Morning group. I've called it Miracle Morning to Miracle Lifestyle. And so I want to give people a taste over a 5-day period of how a shift in their morning routine can help them and truly support them for that. So I haven't officially planned any of that yet because I know what the savers are. I know what the actions are. So I just need to go through and decide, okay, I have 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What am I sharing? I want to introduce what the Miracle Morning is. I want to then focus on each one of the savers. And in the final days of my thing, I want to say, now, do you want to commit with me for a whole nother week? Because I'm getting them to sign up for the 14-day free trial of BOD. So they're going to have the 14 days access to the online library. So I'm going to give them another week of me as bonus so that I can get them to actually practice it. So I'm going to teach them first and be like, what do you think of this? You in? Okay, let's do this for another week. And then that's going to take this to almost the end of August. And then it'll be like, okay, are you ready to sign up with this stuff? Let's do this for real. Because now you've already practiced it and now we're back to school. So let's rock this. This is my hope, right? And so whatever your thing is, you might need to do a little bit of research. You might need to look up some recipes. You might need to actually set out a plan. And then you can run them on Facebook or run them in the Challenge Tracker app, run them wherever you want. But I would suggest Facebook because the challenge tracker app is for the people that are 100% in with you, that have purchased a challenge pack, that are ready to be led by you. Okay. And if you're not, again, if you're not running your own groups, like if you're not getting the numbers, but I want to remind you, even if you have one person that you're running a challenge group for, that is one person that matters to you, and that's one person that trusts you. So don't feel like you have to have 30 people. So in September, when our Summer Strong group is over and we all kind of branch out into our own little land again, run your challenge group, whether you have one or whether you have 70, okay? Run it, because you are going to show up for yourself anyways, and you are going to be a model to the rest of your people because of that. Does that make sense? Okay? These people are signing up with you, and these people are trusting you, and these people are looking to you to lead them because you have inspired them because of something that you've done on your lifestyle shift. Okay, whether it's whether it's the job you have and you're doing this, or the age of your kids and you're doing this, or where you live and you're doing this, or how you travel and you're still doing this, whatever it is about you and your story that has hooked other people to you, that's why they're here, and that's why they're with you. Okay, so hashtags. How to use hashtags now. To kind of clarify hashtags right from the beginning, a hashtag's purpose and what it does through Instagram, through Facebook, kind of, and Twitter, is it creates a conversation. So if we click on any hashtag, like if we click on hashtag Flex Friday, you're going to see anybody in the world that has ever posted an image with hashtag Flex Friday attached to it. You're going to see a stream of those images, or a stream of those posts. If you are on Twitter and you look up hashtag YEG traffic, Edmonton traffic, you're gonna get all the recent posts that have been put on Twitter about the traffic situation in Edmonton, and you'll see the timestamp and you'll see how recent they are. Okay, so they can be really helpful. And I'll often go on Twitter for those hashtags when we're traveling south to either head to Calgary or Medicine Hat or go camping or whatever, wherever we're heading south, because that's the only reason when the roads are garbage on the Henday. But so you're going to look at those hashtags as a way to connect you to a conversation, or to connect you to people that are like you. So we've talked in other times about your avatar, or about you, who you really, really are. So if you're wanting to attract people like you, and I'm having to think about this when I'm hosting too, because if I think back to me 3 years ago, I'm going to show you briefly a picture because I'm going to post this yet. 3 years ago today was my sister's wedding.
That's great.
Okay. And 3 years ago today, I looked very different. Okay. That girl, that's me this morning, obviously, but this girl 3 years ago, that doesn't even look like me anymore.
It doesn't really.
And so this girl, that's not me anymore. But I have to remember who this girl was, because I want to attract this girl. I need to get this girl to come and find me, because she needs me, because good Lord, I needed me then, right? So I need to think hashtag tired, hashtag overwhelmed, hashtag growing a human, hashtag raising toddlers, hashtag too big for my clothes, hashtag I hate getting dressed. All the things, all the negative talk that I was doing in this picture, I need to think about those hashtags, because hashtag postpartum, hashtag depressed, hashtag not craft dinner for supper, hashtag pizza out of a box. Those are the things that were me then. Okay. And I need to find me then and hook me then up with me now, right? So you need to think about those hashtags when you're posting, if you're going to use them, and like, please don't give them too much energy, because I mean, they're kind of awesome, but they're kind of distracting too. But they will connect you with people. Okay. And so I find that if I hashtag my things properly on Instagram, they can blow up. Like they will literally blow up, and I'll have new followers and new likes and new things. And then that's an opportunity for you, if you want, to go and thank them for their support, and thanks for the like, and thanks for reaching out on my adventure, and I appreciate the love, and how's it going in your world, and just, again, opportunity for you to make connections. Now, this can all sound very overwhelming if you're not there yet in your business, but if you are, run with it, because it's a great tool. Okay. Now, when it comes to, does that explain hashtags? Are you good with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kyla?
It's better, yeah. I guess for me, like looking at Instagram and stuff, because I'm fairly new to Instagram and kind of learning that, I was unsure of how this hashtag system worked and like if there was specific ones we should be looking at or that sort of thing.
And in fact, if we always use hashtag Beachbody, hashtag Shakeology, hashtag 365, or hashtag Shift Shop, we are only going to see people that are already doing those things. That's something they said to us at Summit. If you're using hashtag all the things Beachbody, we're already in it. And the people that use that hashtag are already doing it. So you're going to get a whole bunch of likes from coaches, from other challengers that are already under coaches. You're going to attract all the people. Now, if you want to be real dirty, you can go and be like, hashtag it works, hashtag wrap it, hashtag all the other names of all the other companies that don't actually work. You could do that because then you'll attract all of them and they'll be like, what the crap are you doing? That's not it. Works. Like, well, it's actually rocking it. Like, I don't know, you know, but like you don't want to use all the hashtags that are just specific to this little niche market because we're already in it. You want to get the people that aren't, you know, which is why I use hashtag Birkenstocks, hashtag dirty feet, hashtag whatever all the things are that I can hook the people in that are like me, hopefully, right? And connect with other moms on Instagram in my case. And you got to really kind of think about what kind of people do you want to attract? What kind of people, what do they like? What are those people about? Okay, so that's that. Now, how do we connect with those people? Hold on a second. I gotta like get my windows right here. Not that I got my souvlaki recipe. P.S. You all need that. I'm going to share that. I made it this weekend. It was amazeballs. And I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see. What does it say? Okay. See if you can share my. If you can see my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So when it comes to inviting, I'm going to show you something. Every time I make a connection with somebody, whether it's an easy, quick conversation of like, hey, how's it going? What's happening in your world? This is my really disorganized yet somehow organized way of keeping track of people. I started this in February. This is pathetic, you guys. Okay. A lot of people have like Excel spreadsheets and are using Teamsy and have all these fancy things. I'm flipping using notes on my Mac. Like this is not awesome. So, but look at this. All these people said no. Chanel said no. Lynn said no. Shelly said no. These are all no's. There's a couple yeses. Okay. Fast forward. People I talked to about coaching. People I talked to that I had sent Shakeology samples to. March. Okay. So now some of these names resurface. This was my really good month, you guys. May, I rocked. I had over like 28 Success Club points because look at my list. Look at all the people I was in contact with. It goes on. There's like 50 people here. Of course I had at least a 50% success rate because look at all the people I was in conversation with, okay? And again, hook them with some good free groups. People I was talking to about coaching. Then here comes June. Here's another big chunk of names. People that said yeses and nos. People that were have said yes and are now pausing their Shakeology. It's all good. These are all people that you're still just sharing. So this one, she just said yes this month. And I was talking to her in June. Now it's taken her 2 months, usually 6 interactions of some sort before people are kind of like, okay, I trust you enough that this is maybe a thing, right? So now my August list, because we've been traveling and camping and all the sorts of stuff, I haven't been putting as much energy into my inviting yet. It's still the 9th. I'm doing okay. I have a plan. So when it comes to now inviting, I've created this little blurb because I'm right now inviting people to my Miracle Morning group. So, hey, question. I'm leading an event starting next week about the Miracle Morning, and I wanted to invite you. Would you consider yourself a morning person or not? So I am not asking a yes or no question. I'm saying like, would you consider yourself a morning person or not? And usually they're like, heck yes, I'm totally a morning person around them. Then my reply is, yes, you are my people. Let's get up and rock this day. And if they're like, no, I'm like, yes, you are like my husband who's a slug and has 6 different, alarms.
I still love you.
I still love you. Right? So these are things like, which one do you like? Can I help you get moving in the morning? And here's some examples or some ideas I want to share with you next week. So I'm going to just copy this because I set this up yesterday. And now Because Steph, you were saying, like, how do you invite from your friends list? Now,
Well, I know how to invite from my friends list, but I've gone through my friends list and I'm trying to figure out, okay, well, I've contacted everybody.
okay, so
How do I go from my Facebook friends to other people that aren't on my Facebook?
That's where you need to keep expanding your network. And I think you've probably heard numerous times where it's like, expand your network, find new friends, clicking, keep expanding and things. If you are like, dog groups and mom groups, like I'm part of the Morinville Moms group and the St. Albert Moms group and the Legal and area, blah, 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 buy and sell pages. Like, get bold, get brave, and start expanding your network. Do you necessarily know these people to have them over and have coffee in your house? Not really.
No.
But you're going to these are opportunities for you to start new friendships. This is how we do it. This is how we meet boyfriends and girlfriends, apparently, is on the internet. And this is how we, we are in a whole new, I used to go to Ezzy's. That's not like, we don't do that. We go to fish something. I don't even know. I have a husband. So it's like, I don't even know how this works. This is like so old. But, now it's like we just need to reach out to people and say, hey, I noticed that you got some kids. I'd love to connect with you. I'm rocking life over here with two crazy boys, Steph, and my fur babies and, walking all over the place, and check on my transformation. I would love to connect with you and see if you want to be a part of it, or whatever, however approach you want. But always be adding to your network, whether it's, they always say go for 3 a day, but just constantly be adding, because your friends group is never going to keep going unless you keep going with it. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Sorry, Carrie, just to jump in.
Go ahead.
When I was at the previous school I was at, I'm switching schools this year, but towards the end of June, when it's crazy time for teachers, I had done a little mini group with some of my colleagues. Some of them I have on Facebook, some of them I don't. So I just did it that way too, Steph. Was just reaching out to some colleagues that you may or may not have on social media as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't work, so I don't have that on.
That's okay.
But know what? I do have like really good close friends, and they're like my sister's colleagues are interested, and I've gotten 2 of them almost hooked. So it's just
those all count. What I'm doing right now is I'm just going through the people that just happen to be online right now, and I'm just copying and pasting that little link as a little hook. Be like, hey, what's up? See, look, she's already going to reply here. And these are people that I am just poking just to see, hey, what's going on? How you doing in your world? And I mean, some of these people I know are coaches already. She's having a baby anytime.
Yes.
So here we go. Then here's my follow-up. Do you see what I'm saying here? That's awesome. Does your morning routine include some exercise? What kind of movement do you have in your routine? Is that all English? That's English. Okay, carry on. So sometimes I have to check. My fingers don't always, agree with my thinking. So it's this is a really, here we go. I've just sent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different messages in 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes, right? So this is how I kind of get people going. And sometimes I have to look and be like, okay, where do you live? And what are you about again? And how am I connected to you? But this is and look, 2 of them, I just love this. 2 of them are already seen. But this is a really quick little like, hey, what's going on in your life? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And easy to connect with people. So finding a question, and if you want my help to do that, to kind of come up with a question, I'm going to see what her reply was. Well, I'm walking in the mornings. I'm going to be like, that's fantastic. What are you going to do when it starts getting cold out? You keep walking? Maybe she is. I'll get back.
And people like that attention, that personal attention to them from somebody.
Exactly.
You know, they might be sitting on there. It's like, oh, this is a boring Wednesday night.
Exactly.
And look.
Somebody's asking about me. How's it going?
Yeah, I like this.
So these are little snippets of things that you can do to pop into people's life, okay? So when you're messaging and inviting, when I'm kind of starting and inviting to get to this, so at some point, what I'm going to say to her is, hey, why don't you join this anyways? Because I want to hook you up with a 14-day free trial of these exercises, and there's no pressure to do more than that. And honest to gosh, that is not how I roll. I never pressure anybody to nothing. If you don't like Shakeology or you can't afford it, you're never going to hear from me. Like, it is fine. Is very fine. You're going to find something that works for you. But I'm going to eventually say to her here, so I want you to check out this link, and I would love to include you in this, and know that after this 14 free days, if you find something you love, or there's a style of workout that you love, that I'd be honored to support you and carry you through the fall and through the winter months, so that you can keep moving and be awesome. Right? So these are easy ways that now I've sent 6 different messages. And when we talk about throwing donuts and hooking people into our free groups, don't be hard on yourself, you guys. Be gentle. Don't feel the pressure. Just keep inviting and keep being positive. And your very first job is to take care of you and to show it. Okay. Now that's not just our sweaty selfies. If you can take 2 minutes and go over to my Instagram page, you're going to see my face showing that I show up for my workouts. But I've worked hard over the past probably month and a half at my Instagram posts, because I want it to show more than just my sweaty selfie and my Shakeology in my hand. I've actually stopped posting about my Shakeology altogether, because I want people to ask, what are you doing over there? If I give them all the things, then they're going to ask me no questions. They're going to hit up Google. They're just going to go to Google. They're going to find beachbody.com, and they're going to order it without a coach. I want them to ask me about it. Or I want them to ask me what I'm feeding my kids, right? So somebody just replied, she's like, trust me, I am as far from a morning person as possible. I work evenings and nights. Okay, noted. So morning's at a different time zone. But yeah, if you can just think about how we're sharing and get creative, like maybe instead of your face, you're taking a picture of your shoes. Maybe instead of your shoes, because you want to hook them with your picture and then get them with your words, right? Your picture is like what's going to stop them, but then the words have to like really connect them. Does that make sense? So put some energy there, and how I feel like your words and what you connect to your images are going to get more strength and more fuel with the personal development piece. The more you listen and fuel your heart and fuel your system, your words and how you speak are going to continue to grow and change. That also kind of hit home. Okay, so check out these books. I can also, you know what I'll do? I'll re-screenshot my personal development books that I have, my little Audible library, and I'll post them so that you guys can just be like, this is what Carrie's read, and you can ask me about them. Grit is another really good one. Yeah. Any final lingering questions? We've got 4 minutes.
Yes, it's so great to be part of this group.
Peg.
I can't do what you guys are doing just because, but I wanted to come tonight just to hear it and get remotivated and say hello to some of the people that, I see their posts every day, and I needed a little push again. And so, yeah.
Peg, you totally can do this, by the way, but you don't need to unless you want to. But just keep showing up for yourself, because that's what we're here for. And you have grandkids that are watching you. You've got your boys watching you. And life is going to keep serving you positively, because you're in
That's right. I'm thinking, hey, I'm 60. I got like 25 more good years.
Absolutely, girl. I love it. Anything else? Any final question marks? Here you go. Christy's on here. I can't see her.
I didn't.
Kyla, anything else?
I don't think so. If you can post a picture of those audio books that you got, because then I can make sure I have the right author.
Okay. Audio list.
Buy those before I go this week to Mexico.
Yeah, fill them up. Yeah, I listened to the 5-second rule on the plane, and I was taking notes in this book. It's somewhere in here, along with my kids' drawings of I don't even know what. Yeah, so there, see, I had a fire truck in there. This is what happened.
That's an awesome fire truck.
Yeah.
Sure. So, but yeah, get these books on your phones or on whatever your device, on an iPad. Have your headphones if you're alone, or if you're able to kind of plug in for a bit, and it's good.
Are these all hard copy books as well, or just audio?
They are, I think, for the most part, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just thinking for the plane. I do sometimes prefer books.
There you go. And maybe for some of them, like maybe the Miracle Morning is one that's better in a hard copy because then you can take notes, or the 12-week year might have some really good hard copy inserts with some planning pages to it. There's other ones that are really good, just like wholesome, and you can kind of like take back. So,
Thank you.
Steph, any questions? Anything lingering?
No, everything's good.
You're good? Okay,
Yeah.
so Daniela?
All good.
Okay, so I'm going to over the posts as of tomorrow for the next couple days in our free group, or sorry, in our Summer Strong group, and then on Monday, Mary is going to be doing the week, and she's so pumped.
That's awesome.
Mary is?
Yes.
Oh, she's amazing.
She is so
It's too
wonderful.
bad she couldn't be on here
I
tonight.
know. So we're going to, she's going to see this recording, and we're going to let her lead next week. I'm going to just help her out a little bit with getting that ready. So, big love to you all. Have an awesome evening. Happy Wednesday.
Thank you. See you.
See you.